Hey everybody, you're watching Firewood for Life, and on today's show, I'm going to teach you how to make a firewood rack, but this time we're going to make it even easier using a couple cinder blocks, a couple landscape timbers, and a couple 2x4s. They're simple to make, and you're going to love it, so stay tuned. All right, folks, welcome back. It's springtime here in Michigan, so for me, that means it's time to do some firewood. If we get it put up now, as long as it sits out here in the sun, it should be ready to go for winter time. What I like about this rack is it's elevated. As you can see, it allows the wind, the air to flow all the way around the stack, allowing all of the wood to dry appropriately. Plus, it keeps the animals and the bugs out of it. Any wood that rests on the ground is going to decay, and it's just going to attract whether it's rodents or insects. So it's always a good idea to keep it elevated. Plus, this rack requires virtually no tools. Yeah, you'll need a saw to cut the 2x4s on the end, but you can use your chainsaw for that. So basically, you need nothing more than just a little bit of arm labor and maybe a shovel to level out the land. So hey, stick around. I'm going to show you how to make this. We're going to need 3 cinder blocks, 2 landscape timbers, a couple 2x4s, and we'll get stacking. All right, so when you start off, I found it's easiest just to pick the flattest portion of land that you have. This one slopes just a little bit, but it's pretty easy if you take a flat shovel, just kind of shave off the high spots and fill in the low spots, and you'll be good to go. The length of the firewood rack from this block to this block is 8 feet long, and then I've placed the middle block at 4 feet just to even it out and place support right in the middle. The blocks on the end have the holes facing up. Those holes are where your 2x4s are going to rest into. This middle block here, the holes are facing sideways, so it's just flat on top. Since the blocks are approximately 8 inches deep, and then your landscape timbers are probably another 3 inches, so you're pushing 11 inches, almost a foot. So I found if you take a 10-foot long 2x4, cut it in half, that gives you 5 feet. So if you want a firewood rack that's stacked 4 feet tall, which is the prime height to stack firewood, a 5-footer works great because when you put it in, you're going to lose about a foot, and it's going to give you 4 feet of ample stacking opportunity up top. So a 10-foot long 2x4, preferably treated, is going to work the best. Cut it right in half, buy 2 of those, so 2 10-foot long 2x4s, cut them in half, and that's all you need. And then you've got an 8-foot long landscaping timber. You can use a 4x4, but 4x4s are more expensive. These, if you even go to like the second-hand spot in a home improvement store, maybe you find one that's a little bit crooked. It's easier to build it if it's straight, but you can even get them on a discount. They're not that expensive. I think these are maybe $4 or $5. So I'll show you a closer up view of how to assemble it, and then we'll get stacking. It's really that easy. Okay, so here's the end of the cinder block, and then this is the middle one. Notice how this one is turned sideways, so the holes are facing in. And this end one here, which is the same as the other end one, have the holes facing up. That's where your 2x4s are going to rest, your vertical 2x4s. So you notice how large this hole is right here. If you take the landscape timber and move it toward the middle, that decreases the amount of slop in this 2x4. If you keep it way out here, there's a lot of movement. The weight of the wood when you stack your first row on here is going to prevent these from moving. So I found it's easiest just to tighten this up just like that. And then you can do the same for the other one and tighten it right up. As you stack the wood, you can equally space your 2x4s. Like I said, the weight of the wood is going to hold everything in place. This is unbelievably solid when it's full of wood. You want to do the same thing to the other end, and that's it. You guys are ready to stack the wood. One thing I want to show you guys as I stack this wood are these Atlas gloves. They're latex dipped gloves. They are amazing. They're flexible, they offer a ton of protection, and they last a long time, and they're cheap. I used to use leather gloves all the time, and they would wear out, and they were just bulky and cumbersome. When you're running a saw, you got great dexterity, you can feel a lot of things, and they're perfect for stacking firewood. So I'll put a link in the description below, but if you want some awesome gloves, check out these latex dipped gloves from Atlas. They're perfect. Plus they make a winter one too, so when it's cold out, they'll keep your hands warm. And just like that, you guys are done. Folks, it takes longer to stack the wood in this thing than what it does to actually build it. So it's incredibly sturdy. You can see the wind's not gonna blow it over. It's 8 feet long, 4 feet tall. It's gonna hold a face cord, a rick. It's a third of a full cord. I know there's a lot of different firewood measurements out there, but you know, 8x4, it's gonna hold quite a bit of wood. And like I said, you can see how easy it is to build. So springtime right now, it's a perfect time to be stacking firewood. If you guys like this stuff, do me a huge favor. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite way to stack wood? And hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. I appreciate everything you guys do. I appreciate you watching this channel, and we'll see you next time.